All right, folks, good morning. Got David Bunn here, Carol Bunn, and we are soon to be Dusty Bunn's Overland and Adventures. We got to work on that a little bit. This will be our first segment. We're going to head out to the Bankhead National Forest here in Alabama and do a little riding. There's not a lot of technical trails, but there is some beautiful land, beautiful waterfalls, beautiful scenery out there. So we're just gonna go out there and ride around on this New Year's Day of 2022. So stay tuned.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Okay, so we are here at the Bankhead National Forest, and we're gonna turn right here to going toward the Sipsey trailheads. This is one of the roads that I had mapped out. I've been through this area a lot, but never been on this road, so we're gonna see what this is like. Back on the gravel after a detour of pavement that was not planned because I marked some roads that were not actually roads. It's been on private land, so not a whole lot of technical stuff to see, just really driving on forest roads through the woods. And here shortly we're coming up on a huge waterfall. I believe it's called Kenlock Falls, but without getting out of the car and walking down 50 feet or 100 feet or so, we won't be able to see it. I'll see what I can show you from the crossing of the creek here. I don't know that you can see any of it, but stay tuned. Let's let it play.
Stop, aren't you? At the Kinlock.
All right, so here we are. We decided to stop and take a short hike with our friends Keith and Melissa. Keith is the master of Bankhead. He knows everything about Bankhead. And we are at Kinlock something another trail. Evidently there's a shelter down here and some nice little things to see. We're not going to go all the way to the falls, but here we go. Well, evidently this is Kenlock Spring. I ain't drinking it.
Well, I say we'd sit in and soak in it.
So you say it has medicinal properties? And it goes that way somewhere.
They make it glow.
Okay. Made it.
We may be getting old, but we can still do some trails. Look at this, Carol. It's big, beautiful. If you haven't been to Bankhead, you might think it's just a big patch of woods you got to drive through, but there are countless beautiful places like this one. And of course they call it the land of 1,000 waterfalls, and we ain't even gonna see any waterfalls today except for this. But there are all kind of ginormous shelters like this throughout this area.
Kenlock is part of the Kenlock Historic District, an area in which a plantation was established here near a spring in the 1800s by U.S. and Confederate Congressman David Hubbard. Kenlock is an important landmark in the Bankhead National Forest. It is home to not only a spring, but also a beautiful waterfall and natural rock shelter called the Kenlock Shelter, which was a cultural spot for Native Americans. The place is one of the most important in the United States, and throughout the area you can find petroglyphs, prehistoric drawings, cave drawings, and other indigenous markings. The shelter itself is a massive rock wall and cave that was used by Native Americans. It was first used by the Yuchi tribe, which used the shelter for ceremonies and celebrations of the solar cycle. According to research, the Kenlock shelter was also used by other tribes, including the Cherokees. The cave itself is fascinating, but the walls really steal the show. Petroglyphs carved thousands of years ago adorn the sandstone surfaces. One depicts a turkey foot, a common bird found in this forest. You'll also see a series of scratch marks where weapons and tools were sharpened. But just a friendly reminder, Kenlock Shelter is a protected historic site. So please, if you are visiting, treat it with respect and leave it better than you found it. Some have already scratched their names and initials on the rocks alongside the historic petroglyphs, ruining the experience for years to come.
Well, all right. Well, this is Kenlock Shelter, and I think I've shown you as much as I know to show you here. So we're going to take a look up at the waterfall. And this is not Kenlock Falls, by the way.
Kinlock Falls is huge, but this little water droppings here, depending on the rain level, you can find thousands of these throughout Bankhead. They just come off these shelters and rock walls. Well, we're going to sign off for a while. We'll pick it back up here on the trail. All right, so we're back up from the shelter. Gonna call it a day because we got to get back and make some New Year's supper. But we may stop here at Kenlock Falls since I talked so much about it, about how big it was, just to at least show you guys a picture of it. So back on the trail.
Can you hold it?
Alright, so we're crossing over the, whatever the creek is, Kenlock Spring, Hubbard Creek, something like that. And you can see on this side, you can barely see it up in there. And of course you can't see the falls from here, but this leads to Kenlock Falls, which is just right around that bend. So stay tuned. Alright, so we're here at Kenlock Falls. We're going to walk down and show you the falls real quick. Normally, from what I understand, in the summertime, this is a very congested area because a lot of the young folks come down here and they swim, jump off some of the rocks into the big pool. So, and it's right on the side of the road, so it's not like it's a great hike or anything, but it is a pretty waterfall, and I'm sure you can hear it by now. So now you can go on down past the falls, and there is a and come up to the base, and it's not too bad of a hike. Still nothing challenging for the experienced hiker, of course. There's Kenlock Falls. Come around to one of the lookout points. And the big pool. My understanding that a lot of times they will jump off this rock into that pool, and of course that rock over there. We'll continue on down just to show you a good view of the a head-on view of the falls. Come down here with your kids, keep an eye on them because this is a dangerous little area if you're not paying attention. We went down right here. Little tricky going down, not hard, just easy to probably slip and fall. And old people like us have to be careful. One of the more accessible falls here, but also one of the most beautiful falls, and you can see. Try not to get too close because it's slippery. You see where some people jump from up there, some from right here. So that's evidently pretty deep right there. I don't know. I've never jumped. I talked about it several times, so definitely wanted to show y'all Kenlock Falls. There's actually another small waterfall just down there on the left. So it's getting late in the day, so we're fixing to call it a day and go to the house. Signing out. So we're on our way out, and we decided to take one more gravel road on the way out. Run across the old Beulah Baptist Church building and a graveyard out here. So there's all kind of little old churches and things of that nature in this forest that were used years ago. All right, the last leg of our journey today.
As we know it, number 75. Already sold.
Well, that wraps up our very first episode. Please don't judge us too harshly because we're just trying to figure all this out. If you are in the area, don't just go through without experiencing some of what Bankhead has to offer. You will find some great hiking here. After all, it's not called the land of 1,000 waterfalls for nothing. We did want to thank you for watching and invite you to check out our next episode, where we'll be exploring some more of Bankhead National Forest before heading out to some more challenging places in future episodes. As for now, keep it on the road less traveled. Dusty Bones overland and